Hello everyone, my name is Thiago and today we're going to talk about how to build great products. Did you know that 72% of new products or services created, they fail? Yeah, and I'm not saying that 7 out of 10 they are just poor products. Maybe, yeah, but they are failing because we're spending time, money and effort on the wrong things. When you're starting a product, moving on without knowing what success is to you and how you're going to measure this success is a big chunk of risk. Don't waste time building something if you don't know if it will work. And this video is all about that. So I'm gonna tell you how to structure your work from discovery until monitoring something that you built, tested. There are a few canvas that you can use to help you to consider what is the problem you're solving. That's the first question. What is success for you? How are you going to measure this success? We're talking about metrics here. Who are your users? What is in it for them? Then you're going to start with what are the possible ideas of solutions that you can have to achieve these outcomes that you are looking for. There's the value proposition canvas where you're going to detail a little bit more your customer segments and what is the value proposition you have for them. Then you can go on and fill up like a business model canvas, which is this one here, where you can take the information from the value proposition canvas and fill the first two important parts of this canvas and then move on with the following ones. And there's a third one that I really appreciate a little bit more than these first two, which is the Lean UX canvas. You first start with what is the problem you're solving or the opportunity you're facing, and you're going to move on to the outcomes that this will have for the business. And when talking about outcomes, is basically what success looks like and how you're going to measure it. Remember, when we talk a little bit about metrics, the only metric you should be aware and be careful about is the vanity metric, which is a metric that will make you feel good, but actually it won't mean nothing. So you won't be able to do nothing with it. Let's say you have an app, your app gets 1 million downloads, but if you have only 3 active users, what is that 1 million if nobody's using your app? This is a vanity metric. All the other kinds of metrics is a good subject for another video, but just at this moment, be aware to not have some vanity metrics that will make you feel good, but won't be actually actionable. Then you're gonna go through the users. What kind of profiles are part of your target? To fill this part, you can use your assumptions, or if you want, you can also perform some qualitative interviews with lots of open-ended questions. But if you're just starting, move on with your assumptions. Then, what is the result for this kind of users? What is in it for them, right? What are the benefits that they will have out of your idea? And just then, you start to think on the solution. So here you're gonna list the solutions that you have to solve the business problem with the business outcomes that you are looking for, to give this user outcomes for your targeted audience. Once you have your idea set up, it's now time to create your hypothesis statement. So each idea that you had will become one hypothesis statement. This is what your hypothesis statement should look like. Then the next part of it is just prioritize. What are you gonna do after? For doing that, there's also a great tool and a great canvas, which is this one here. And you're gonna basically take your hypothesis and paste it where you think they are most relevant. So if they have a lot of perceived value and a lot of perceived risk, this should be something you want to test. There are some tools that might help you to build your prototype. I really appreciate pen and paper prototype, taking some pictures and then putting this together with tools like Marvel, so you can test the real thing without spending any time to design it or develop it. This is where people get most stuck with, and we start to add more stuff that we actually don't need to it because we're getting so excited about the solution and there's no way that this won't work, people will love it because we're loving it, and that's where you fail. So you need just enough to validate your hypothesis. Remember, 7 out of 10 products fail, and this is the part that they fail. Once you have your prototype, it's time to test. To structure your test, you can use these testing cards. For each test you're gonna do, what are you looking for and what will be success for this test. There are innumerable ways to test your idea. There's a great book that has like all the possible tests. It's called Testing Business Ideas. There's a link on the description. I really recommend you to buy it and read it. And then once you did the test, it's time to debrief to see what you've learned. Do you have a good problem in your hands? Do you have the good metrics to solve it? Do you have the right kind of users? Do you have the right kind of outcomes for the users? Do you have the right kind of solutions? So always analyzing the whole. And each time that you go through this cycle, you're gonna learn a little bit more so you can move on with less risk and less uncertainty. It is not guaranteed that you're gonna run exactly this cycle and become the next Mark Zuckerberg. But the thing is, what you're gonna avoid is to waste your time life, your money or your effort on something that is turned to be useless after all. By taking this evidence-based approach, you are assuming that you don't know how to see the future. And this is why you should always keep it short, keep it smart. Thank you very much, and I hope to see you on the next week. If you like this video, please hit the subscribe button, and yeah, I'll be more than happy to answer some of your comments down below in the comment section. Peace, have a great week, bye, and be safe.